We're on a bit of a roll for fixing things today. So I'm going to refit the coil back on this Hayter Harrier, which is a Briggs & Stratton engine. No spark. I've tested the coil, that's all good. I've tested this wiring. I'll show you over here. This is like your dead man kill thing, which works off the carburetor, so you haven't got a lever up there. This is because it's got a blade brake clutch, so you can stop the blade from spinning but keep the engine running. So to switch the engine off, you pull the throttle right back, and that just touches this to earth, and that grounds out the coil, which cuts the spark, and that's how it switches off. That's all testing out fine. The coil tested out fine, and I've got a new spark plug to put in it. So we'll get all that done. I'll just show you how we're going to fit this new coil, fit the old coil. There is a way of doing it, and we'll get it all built up, and hopefully we'll get this thing running. So your coil bolts on here. This is your flywheel, and round here you've got a couple of magnets. So what I'm going to do is set the coil back in place. So I'm going to just plug the wire back on because it's underneath and it's easy to do now. Right, that's back on. So your coil goes on there, but you want to gap it. So I use this, it's as thick as a business card. Put that round there like that. And then the magnets will pull the coil in to where it should be. You can just put your bolts in. You can use a business card or a little cardboard label. I just use this bit of plastic because it's as thick as a business card. Now, because this is Briggs & Stratton, it's funny sizes, and I've not got Imperial down to this size. So unfortunately, it's a case of the adjustable spanner, or as I think you Americans call it, a crescent wrench. So I'm just going to nip them down. Not the best tool to use for the job, but gets the job done. That's nipped down, so I can pull that out, and then your flywheel still turns nice and free. That noise is the clutch underneath. So that's all that back on. I've got a brand new Briggs & Stratton spark plug. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to go, what are you doing that for? But I always put a bit of copper grease on the threads of the spark plug. Don't ask me why, it's just like I've always done. It's never ever caused me a problem, and I've never had trouble getting the spark plug out. Give it a little nip up, doesn't need a lot. Now, I'll put the cap back on.
Ba, ba, da, ba, ba, ba.
Moment of truth time. Choke all the way on. That was a nearly, wasn't it?
I think so.
I just haven't got enough pull.